Hello, boys and girls, it's Grandma Books again. Today I'm going to read Jack and the Beanstalk. Now you may have heard of Jack and the Beanstalk before, but this is not the old Jack and the Beanstalk. This is a new one, and I like this better because there's no giant and he doesn't die, and it's a very happy book, and it teaches some lessons. I think you'll learn 2 lessons in this book. I hope so, because it's important. Okay, Jack and the Beanstalk. This is a fiction story, it is not true, but it's sort of fun. Do you know the real story of Jack and the Beanstalk? Well, my name is Jack. I live in a house by the sea. Oh, how lucky. I wish I lived in a house by the sea. And I have a secret to share with you. I like riding my red bicycle on the beach. One day I met a man who looked very sad. Why are you sad? I asked. These are watercolor paintings. They're very good. There he is. There he is on his red bicycle, very shiny, looks new, and he's got a house by the sea. He and his mom are really lucky. Look, he takes a bucket and he goes out. Maybe he's picking up clams. Probably picking up clams to eat. Ooh, I used to do that. That's really fun. I never had a shiny red bike, the man said, but I'll trade you my sack of magic beans for your bike. They're magic, I asked. If you plant them, they will take you on a great adventure, the man said. Wow, that sounds cool. So I traded my bicycle for the special beans. Now, boys and girls, you're all too smart. You would not. If you were going down the street on a shiny bicycle, you would not trade your bicycles for anything. You wouldn't sell it for $10. You wouldn't trade it for beans because you're too smart. And you know your mom and dad would have a fit when you got home if you did. So he goes home. You traded your new bicycle for magic beans, my mom asked? I think she talked to him in that tone of voice. Maybe not. There's no such thing as magic. I planted them anyway, just in case. No wonder she's mad. The ground began to shake and rumble. I couldn't believe it. The magic beans were growing right before my eyes. Well, maybe they are magic. I don't know. But remember, this is a fiction book. It's not a true story. A beanstalk burst out of the ground and headed straight into the sea. I hopped on the beanstalk for the ride of my life. Look at that. He jumps on the beanstalk. It's getting bigger and bigger. You can see how big it is from the outside of the book. Deeper and deeper into the ocean I dove. At the bottom of the ocean, I found a treasure chest full of gold. I took a few of the sparkling gold coins. Now look, he's got, this is funny. On the beanstalk, you can see, he's got, this looks like a goldfish bowl. And then he goes under the water and he puts his goldfish bowl on his head like he could breathe. But that's silly because he doesn't have any oxygen tanks. There's no way. If he jumped into the ocean with a goldfish bowl on his head, he would drown because the water would fill up the goldfish bowl and he wouldn't be able to breathe air. But this is fiction, so it's okay. So he's got these gold coins. Suddenly an octopus called out from the shadows of the ocean. I'm Oscar the octopus. I rule this sea. You have to ask before taking from me. I'm sorry, Oscar. I just wanted a few gold coins. That's okay, Oscar said. Next time, just ask before you take. That's a good lesson because you shouldn't go around taking things without asking permission. You know that. I know your mom and dad and your teachers have taught you that. Thanks. I jumped back on the beanstalk and shot out of the water. Oscar waved goodbye as I rode up into the mountains. Oscar waves goodbye. Now, you know, Oscar could wave goodbye with 8 arms because Oscar is an octopus and he has 8 hands. Or, well, they don't really have hands, but they have arms and tentacles, I guess we call them. So look, he's clutching the gold coins. I hope he's going to take them to his mom. The beanstalk bumped along. Down below, I saw some pretty flowers, and I jumped off to pick them. Suddenly, I heard a booming voice. So here he is. It's just like a cave there. And you sort of got an idea that there might be something in the cave because you see one eye, not 2, one eye. And here's the flowers he's going to pick. I think he's going to get in trouble again. I'm Gerald the Giant. Fee, fi, fo, fum. You have to ask before you take some. So there is a giant, but I don't think he gets killed. Sorry, Gerald. I learned from Oscar the Octopus to ask before I take. I didn't know these flowers were yours. That's okay, the giant said. You can take them with you. I sped back to the beanstalk and hopped on. I soared high into the air. Whoosh! So now he's got the gold coins and the flowers. I bet he's going to take the flowers to his mom, or maybe he has a girlfriend, I don't know. On top of a cloud, I saw a big castle. It looked like it was made out of chocolate. I couldn't believe my eyes. An entire castle made out of chocolate. Could it be true? Look, it looks like chocolate, doesn't it? It looks like chocolate. I love chocolate. a chocolate castle. Down, oh, and look, I think he's going to take some of the chocolate because down swooped a large hawk. I'm Harriet the Hawk, she squawked from a cloud. Taking without asking is never allowed. May I please have a piece of your chocolate castle? Why, yes, the hawk said, and thank you for asking. Now see, he's learning the lesson now. I hopped back on the beanstalk and was ready to go home. So now he's got, look, he's got pieces of the, look, he's broken off pieces of the castle and he's got them in his pockets. He's got the gold coins and he's got the flowers. And he's bouncing around. I'm surprised he can hold on to all this if he's bouncing around on this beanstalk. So he goes home. My mother looked really worried when I got home. Where have you been? She asked. I have been on a magical adventure and I brought you some presents. See, he did bring them for his mom. That's nice. Gold coins from the sea, flowers from the mountains, and chocolate from a castle in the sky. So that's really nice. And look, he could live here. I mean, we don't have a sea, but he's probably down in San Diego because look at the palm trees, and we know they live on the sea. That was nice he took it to his mom. My mom was so happy with the gifts. Most of all, she was glad to have me back home safe and sound. Of course, that's the way we mothers are. We're much happier to have you safe and sound than to have the gifts, even though we might like the chocolate and the gold coins and the flowers. So that's the real story. You've heard it from me. This is the lesson that Jack learned. Never take without asking and always say please. And that's a true story. Well, it's not a true story, but that's a true story of how we should all act. We should all never take without asking and always say please. Thank you, boys and girls. I hope you're excited about the next book. In the next book, it's about animals in Africa. And I think you're going to like it because the star of the book is a giraffe. And I love giraffes. I've been to the Living Desert Zoo and fed the giraffes 10 times with my grandchildren and great-grandchildren because I love giraffes. They're really nice. Did you know that giraffes have a tongue? It's sort of purple and black and it's about that long. That's a true story. See you next time. Bye.